one way you attract players is through facilities like this. You have to sell the team, the culture, the stadium, and the training facility. Does this facility help you now attract top level players?
Yeah, incredibly. I've always been very passionate about bringing great staff and great players to your environment. Half of my job is done. If I can get them here and get them to walk around, then it's going to be very hard for people not want to be in this environment. When I think of Angel City and why I want to be here, what has started with an ownership group of investors to build a brand that is world leading, a match day experience, community and fan base that makes players and opponent players feel on top of the world and how female athletes should be supported. These things I know, knowing the ambition now and putting in a performance center that no other women's sports team has in the world, you've kind of touched everything. You've got the professional side and the brand of the club. You've got this match day experience, and now you've got a performance center. The rest, and I said this to my wife, the rest I'm very comfortable and been doing for a very long time in different environments, but I can't build a building and I can't say to fans, please turn up. So the areas that I do believe we've got a lot of work to do in, I'm very comfortable and have been able to build incredibly successful staffs and rosters across different environments. My job has just got much more easy with this facility. When I saw, and you guys will see the video at some point when it gets released, of our players walking around for the first time, people that haven't cried in 20 years crying because they can't believe, and then the mums on our team seeing the kids room where their kids can play. It's been incredibly exciting, but also really emotional, because women don't have this in soccer around the world. Of course, a few more clubs over the last few years have been investing. This is unlike nowhere, no one else has done, and I'm incredibly excited to be a part of an organization that cares that much. But I'm also excited that my skill set just got a bit easier because everyone's going to want to be here, and I'm looking forward to that. I look at keeping your talent, developing that talent is crucial, but when you develop talent, you often win more games, and when you win more games, people will want your talent. This facility, when people have been here and seen this, I don't know how you're going to want to leave this. Of course, having elite staff in talent and character is a huge part. So leading the way in facility, in a performance center is superb. But it's also huge, of course, what I said is recruitment. We've been able to bring the people, the talent and the characters that we want here. This is about being better and improving performance on the field and being able to win more games. That's what I'm here for. At the same time, we've been in an environment of being able to win before and building sporting departments and building culture. If you don't have the ability to treat these athletes how they deserve, you won't have them on the field for as many games. And when you don't have players on the field for as many games, it's very difficult to perform and to win. These players and this staff now have a performance center that the hard thing is there's less excuses now for us to be able to get to work. But I'm also very aware that you can have great talent, you can have a great performance center, you can have a great stadium. If you're not connected, aligned, and building teamwork in how we interact, then it's all wasted. And that's a core part of why I'm here, being able to make sure we align the departments, we're connected in our ability to support the athlete in this incredible performance center. Yeah, good, thank you. Because otherwise I was going to build my own path to be able to talk about it a little bit. So an update on our technical staff for pre-season, which leads to help answer your question, because we want to get the head coach right. And as someone just said to me 10 minutes ago, don't have to be first, but we do have to get it right. So let's have the right process and make sure that we are clear on who we are, who we're going after. So to be able to get to step 2, which is the right process, step 1, we've signed Illyria as to a multi-year contract as an assistant coach, which she was before under the previous head coach. It was very important for us that while we need an interim head coach to start, we know an incoming head coach would join at some point, that we wanted Illyri, who is a very experienced, high quality coach, to get in her role and stay in her role and not have to adapt back into a previous role. We tied that up. And then the second piece is we need an interim head coach. We've hired Sam Leahy, who has been in the NWSL for the last 12 years. He will be interim head coach. Right now, the initial plan is for pre-season, which is 8 weeks, but there's no timeline because I'll get to that in a sec. Sam Leahy is someone that has been around the best players and the best teams who have been competing and fighting for trophies for many years. Most of those years were in Seattle Reign. We felt we needed a profile to come in that understood and knew how to quickly align with staff, quickly align with the demands of the league while appreciating the qualities of our players. We wanted this profile in the organization anyway. However, we had a need for an interim head coach. I'm very fortunate. It's very easy when you've got Julie Ehrman on your side. I was very fortunate that we could go through a process and understand how we complete the technical staff efficiently to be able to give the players the best type of support and environment from day one, which was a few days ago, and they hit the field for the first time tomorrow. And now to step 2, we are in the process with looking and finding our head coach. We've been incredibly clear about where we're trying to get to, the types of qualities that we need to be able to get there. While I say there is no timeline, 8 weeks is a timeline that feels comfortable right now to know where we are going. If we could know next week or 3 weeks or 5 weeks, fine, but 8 weeks is this timeline of this is what it could take to have a thorough process and speak to men and women. Priority. If the right person is available sooner rather than later, fine. If we have to wait for that right person until, let's say, the summer, because of they're coming from Europe, for an example, and they're not available till the summer, then we're open to that as well, which is critical why we had to complete our technical staff, not just for 8-week pre-season, but to give us the ability to make more changes before we know who our leading candidate is. 8 weeks would be a wild guess of a thorough process. If they're available now, great. If they're available later, we're in a position to be able to wait for them. Getting the right person that can be a football leader, that can drive a positive, productive culture, and which is core part of me and my DNA, appreciates that developing players and people is what this business is about, so we can win, but also that people want to be a part of this organization. We're in that right now, and I've loved the collaborative work of everyone, to the point where Willow and Julie and Bob, we're listening to the single words and things that are most important to them, and Matt and Mark, who are bringing data and analysis from programs I didn't know existed. We're in a good place, and we made a good start. I think I'll attach to that unless you hear it from me about any sort of candidate or people we're talking or thinking about, if you haven't heard it from me, please don't jump and believe it. We know that everyone's going to want to be here, and everyone's going to want to try and connect themselves. When there's an update, you'll hear it from me. And as soon as we have an update, the players and staff will know. And when they know, the turnaround has to be quick. We'll be ignoring the noise. You guys will be trying to find the noise. We'll be ignoring it. And as soon as we know, you will know.